Welcome to Boomers and Beyond. This is the podcast where we celebrate living boldly, loving deeply, and refusing to let age define our limits. I'm your host, Antionette Blake, better known as the Delaware Blogger or the Divah, and I am so grateful you are here with me today. Every Saturday at 10 a.m., we gather right here to talk about the things that matter most to the 55-plus community. Health and wellness, finances, connection, purpose, travel, and the beautiful, complicated, extraordinary business of living your best life at this stage. Now, this is a space for real conversation, for practical wisdom, for inspiration that actually applies to where we are now. And for the remainder of the most vibrant chapters of your story are not behind you. They may just be ahead. Hello, and welcome back to the show. Welcome to Boomers and Beyond. I'm your host, Antionette Blake, better known as the Divah, aka the Delaware Blogger, and I am fired up for today's conversation. I want to ask you something, and I want you to really sit and think about this for a moment. Have you ever looked at your life and thought, is this it? Is this all that there's for me now? Maybe retirement didn't feel like the dream you imagined. Maybe something changed. A loss, a health scare, an empty nest. And you suddenly found yourself asking, who am I now? And what do I do next in this chapter? If you've ever felt that way, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You are not done, not even close. In fact, I would argue that for many of us, the most powerful, the most purposeful, the most joyful chapter of our lives is the one we haven't written yet. So today we're going to be talking about reinvention, what it really means, why it's never too late, and exactly how to take the first brave steps toward a life that excites you again. And this one is personal to me, and I think it's going to be personal to you. So let's get started. What does reinvention really mean? That's the first thing you should ask, because I think the word reinvention scares some people. Reinvention does not mean throwing everything away and starting from scratch. It does not mean abandoning who you are or pretending the first part of your life didn't exist. Reinvention means giving yourself permission to grow, to evolve, to say the person I am today has more wisdom, more freedom, and more capacity for joy than I did at 30 or 40. And I'm going to use all of it. Think of it less like erasing a chalkboard and more like adding a new, bold chapter to a book that keeps getting better. I think about my life before, how, the losses and the things that happened. I thought, oh, this is crazy. But now I'm looking back, I'm saying it was healthy. I learned, I'm growing. And some of the most inspiring reinventions I've ever heard happen after the age of 55, right? There are people who started a business in their 60s. I started at 55. People who went back to school at 70. People who have found love again, discovered a new passion, moved to a new city, wrote a book, learned an instrument, became mentors and community leaders. This is not a season for coasting. This is a season for becoming. So, why do we resist reinvention? And you say, if reinvention is so wonderful, why don't more of us do it? Why do so many people in our community get to the point in life and just stop? I'll tell you why. because reinvention is scary. And there are three big fears that tend to hold us back. The first fear, I'm too old. Let me stop you right there. You are not too old. The research on neuroplasty, they say the brain's ability to learn and adapt shows that our brains continue to form new connections well into our 70s and 80s. Age is not a barrier. Fear is the barrier. My grandma, who passed away at the age of 98, always said that the things she didn't know would make a whole new world. The fear number two, what will people think? Please, girl, who cares? People don't matter. We don't mind that. And the people who mind don't matter. The people who matter don't mind. I like that. And the people who mind don't matter. Your life is not lived for an audience. It's lived for you. And fear number three, failure. What if I fail? This one I understand the most. When you've built a life over decades, there's a lot to protect. The thought of trying something new and falling short feels risky. But here is the reframe that I want to tell you. What if the bigger risk is not trying? What if the real failure is reaching the end of your life, never finding out what you were still capable of doing? I don't know about you, but that scares me a lot more than trying and stumbling. So, 5 steps to begin your reinvention. Let's get practical. Just going to give you 5 steps to begin your reinvention, no matter where you're starting from. Ready? Step 1, get curious about yourself. What are you drawn to? What lights you up? What topics do you find yourself reading about or watching videos on? Curiosity is the compass. Follow it. Step 2, give yourself permission to be a beginner. Yes, you don't have to be good at something before you can enjoy it. Beginners get to delight in every small discovery. Embrace not knowing everything yet. It's a gift. Step 3, talk to people who are already doing what excites you. Find a community around your new interests. Take a class, join a group, attend an event. Nothing accelerates reinvention like surrounding yourself with people who normalize the possibility. Step 4, start small. Yes, embarrassingly small. You don't need a 5-year plan. You need a first step, just one. Write just one paragraph of the book. Just make that one phone call. Register for that one class. Show up one time. Small actions create momentum, and momentum creates transformation. Let me tell you that again. Momentum, small actions create momentum, and momentum creates transformation. And step 5, document your journey. Keep a journal. Start a blog, right? Del Blogger, that's my blog. Tell a friend. When you make your reinvention visible, even just yourself by writing it in a journal, it becomes real. And when it becomes real, it becomes unstoppable. So, I have a word for those that have been through some hard times, because at this age, we all have been. And I want to take a moment and just speak to someone specific. Maybe you're listening today and reinvention feels impossibly far away because you've been through something. You've been through something hard, a loss, an illness, a divorce, a career, one that ended before you were ready, even a dream that didn't go the way you planned. I see you, and I want you to hear this. Reinvention is not only available to people who have smooth, uninterrupted paths, it is especially available to those who have been broken open. Some of the most beautiful reinventions begins in the ashes of something else. The woman who lost her husband and found her voice. The man who retired early due to illness and discovered his gift for mentoring. The grandmother who started a business to honor her late daughter's memory. Pain does not disqualify you from a new beginning. Sometimes it's the very thing that points you toward one. And whenever you're ready, the door to your next chapter is open. And I'll be right here, cheering you on. Let me know. Yes. And here's what I know about you. Yes, you listening right now. You have survived things that would have stopped other people in their tracks. You have raised families, built careers, navigated heartbreak, and come through on the other side. You are not fragile. You are forged. Can I say that again? You are not fragile. You're forged. And if you're still breathing, still showing up, still curious about what this life has left to offer, then your story is not over. Your best chapters may not even be written yet. So I'm going to leave you with some homework. This week, and this is what I've been doing. This week, I want you to write down the answer to this question. Here's the question. If I knew I couldn't fail, what would I try? Now write it down. Put it somewhere that you'll see every morning. Let it marinate, and then take one step toward it. Just one. And if you want to share your answer with me, head over to delblogger.com, leave a comment on this episode, or find me on Facebook and tell me, what would you try if you knew you couldn't fail? I can't wait to read every single response. And as always, if Boomers and Beyond is a show you believe in, please share it. Leave me a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, because you know what? It helps this community grow. And growing a community means more of us choosing courage over comfort. And that is a moment I am proud to be a part of. So that's a wrap on today's episode. And what a conversation it has been. I'm your host, Antionette Blake, the GE Diva, aka the Delaware Blogger, and I'm so grateful you choose to spend your Saturday morning with me. Now, next week, as we step into April, we're going to be kicking off with a spring financial reset that's going to change how you think about your money. And if you're going to get gas this weekend, you know your money's tight. So the next episode will drop Saturday, April 5th at 10 a.m. and you don't want to miss it. Until then, stay bold, stay curious, and remember, reinvention is not reserved for the young. It belongs to the brave. And you, my friend, are absolutely that. See ya. It's the DE Diva, aka the Delaware Blogger, wishing you and yours a beautifully blessed day. Bye-bye. And that, my friends, is a wrap on today's episode of Boomers and Beyond. And if this is a show that you look forward to and it made you think or laugh or feel a little less alone in this season of life, I would be so grateful if you would take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Your words help new listeners to find the show, and every new listener makes this community stronger, and it means the world to me. And make sure you come back next Saturday at 10 a.m. because we'll have new topics for our 55 plus community members. And if you know someone in your life who needs to hear what we talked about today, a family member, a friend, your bae, your boo, someone who's going through it, please share this episode with them. And you can leave me a Facebook comment, LinkedIn, Instagram, even TikTok, because I read all the comments. I'm Antionette Blake, the Delaware Blogger, the DE Diva, and this has been Boomers and Beyond. Stay well, stay bold, stay curious, and always remember, the best is still ahead of you. See ya! It's the DE Diva, aka the Delaware Blogger.